Hello and welcome to a new video. I'm filming in the living room tonight with the peaceful ambiance of Age of Ultron pause screen up there. That's kind of funny. But I'm filming out here because I'm out here. And I'm just doing a one-take wrap-up. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Ignore my dogs making noise. I do one-take wrap-ups every month-ish. I probably won't do one in May actually, because I'm out of town for most of May. I don't really plan on getting that much reading done. We'll see though. And then I'll probably just combine with June. Anyway, I'm here to talk about the books I read in April. In case you've never watched one of my one-take wrap-ups, my idea is that I tell you all the books I read in the month and I don't edit the video because I hate editing videos. So here we are. Let's get started. I did my hair today. If you happen to watch the vlog where, actually it'll probably be up after this. Anyway, in my birthday vlog, I haul this new like iron thing, and I was trying to learn how to use it, and I feel like my hair looks okay. Definitely still learning curve. Anyway, that's all beside the point. Let's talk about what I read this month. The lighting in here is not great, but let's get started. What did I read in April? Honestly, don't even remember. Let's look. I felt like generally, oh, I need to mark that I finished reading that on here. Generally, I felt like I had a fairly good reading month. Okay, so it starts with Radiance. Okay, so at the beginning of the month, I read Radiance by Grace Draven. I feel like I've talked a lot about that already. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I think I had too high of expectations. I think that's part of it, but I liked the characters and I liked the world. I just really struggled with the author's writing. The way she worked out the timeline, she kept doing all these like awkward flashbacks that like really made the story feel disjointed, I think would be the word. The flow was not natural. It didn't feel natural. But I did like the characters and I liked their friends to lovers romance. I definitely don't know if I liked it enough to like read other books in the world. We'll see. I feel like I need to sit up so I'm actually in the frame. I give it a 3.75. I don't really give out like point blah 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 stars very often, but I didn't know what else to do. So next I went back. Last month, I read Ranger by Rebecca Sharp, Dr. Rebecca Sharp. This month, I went back and read the other ones because that was number 4. So I went and read 1, 2, 3. I read 1, Archer. Fantastic, 5 stars. The relationship was great. It was very fast-paced. I've never read a mafia romance, and this is probably the closest I will get to reading a mafia romance, unless someone can recommend me a mafia romance that doesn't have like any scary trigger warnings or anything like that. I can take like maybe a couple of fights, but like no scary, like big serious stuff. But anyway, this was like a sort of a mafia romance, but not really. She is the daughter of a mafia king who has recently passed away, and they were in witness protection before then. So yeah, lots of fun, like kind of details and aspects with that stuff. And then I just loved their relationship as it developed, and I liked the kind of like second chance they had because they knew each other before. So that was really fun. The only thing I didn't like is there's a scene where he tattoos his own teeth marks onto her. They lost me there. That was just dumb. And I just like, it felt really weird to me that she wanted to be a tattoo artist. Like for some reason it was so disconjointed with the rest of her character. That's, you know, not really the thing. Did I just use that word twice in this video? Anyway, next I reread Turtles All the Way Down by John Green, and I really, 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 really love this. I give it a 5 stars. This was a reread that I read, and I didn't even do my whole pro-cons like review for this. I loved it so much. I first read this book when it came out, like the week it came out 7 years ago, and I did really love it then, but like it's 7 years ago. I didn't remember anything about this book, But so I reread it all in like one day. And it was just so beautiful, but so complicated and so emotional. Like the very complicated relationship between Aza and Daisy was so incredible to read. Like such a real friendship, where they do bad things to each other. I mean, because they're kids, they don't know, and like having to work through that and talk through that and learn from it was really incredible. The OCD mental health representation, just amazing. So well written. I loved every moment of it. It's hard to read, but I think it's so important, and it's so well written. And John Green has spoken a lot about his own experience with OCD. And I really want to read his nonfiction book at some point. I'll get to it. And then I also did like the hint of romance in the book too, and I like that it's a very like open, hopeful ending, and all of that. And it's Turtles all the way down, isn't it? So I love it. So 5 out of 5. Next, this book took me a long time, but I finally finished Time's Convert by Deborah Harkness. And if you have not heard me hype up A Discovery of Witches yet, please, if you like fantasy and romance, read the A Discovery of Witches series. It's literally genius. It's everything you could want. It is fantasy, it is historical, it is romance, it is paranormal, there's drama, there's political drama, there's violence, there's vampires, there's witches. Like, what more could you need? It's literally genius. It is literally genius. I love it. This was book number 4. Book number 5 comes out this summer. I'm so excited. This one was a book that focused more on Marcus, and Marcus is the son of Matthew, who is the main hero of the first 3 books. Marcus is still a main character in the other ones, but this is where he really got to shine. So this is Marcus and Phoebe. Phoebe is his mate, and it's a lot of flashbacking. Flashbacking, is that a verb now? Flashbacks to Marcus's experience turning into a vampire, some of his experience as a human. He turned during the Revolutionary War, and getting to learn everything about the de Clermont family and what it means to be a vampire, what it means to be a vampire in the de Clermont family, because there's a lot of political navigating to do in that. And then flashing forward, it's also Phoebe's experience turning, and all of that, everything that comes with that, everything that comes with becoming a de Clermont. There's just so much good stuff. So much good stuff. But then we also still get a lot of time with Diana and Matthew as well, and seeing where their story is and like how we're progressing there, everything that's happening with the congregation, and which is their like political government among the creatures, among the witches, vampires, and demons, because it has changed so much because of the events of the first 3, and what that means. And it's just so good. It's so good. Please, please, if you have not considered reading these, please do. They're amazing. I'm Deborah Harkness's #1 fan. I literally am thinking, so she's doing signings in the summer, but she doesn't come to Arizona, and I'm like, should I go to San Diego to get my book signed by her? I'm thinking about it. I don't know if it'll happen though, because that's money. Anyway, I give that a 5 stars, obviously. Next, I read Hunter by Dr. Rebecca Sharp. This one was fun. It was a bookish heroine, which I really liked, and she had, so the last one was like mafia ties that were the like threat to the girl, and this one was she had a stalker, which like I kind of guessed who it was, but like I didn't. I guessed who it was in the 4th one. I didn't guess who it was in this one. I actually, like, maybe at the end, I maybe had a little tiny inkling, but not really. So fun, great angst. I love, this was a he fell first, she fell harder kind of trope, and I really liked that. He, like, instantly was like, I'm in love with her. Like, he met her and he's like, yeah, okay, so this is it. This is where we're going. And it took her a much longer time to come around to that because of all of her trauma of stalker and a bad relationship before. So, but I loved getting to see them like get to know each other and all of that. And she was a really big fan of these romance novels, which is then our character in the 4th book. She's the author of the romance novels that everybody loves. And he actually like started reading them just to like prove to her that he's in it, and he's like, oh well, I'm gonna join your book club. And he actually is dyslexic, so that's some cool representation. So he listened to the audiobooks of these books, and yeah, it was just really cool. The only con is that his nickname for her is Heroine, which I get it because like she's the heroine of the novel, but that's not a nickname. But he like used it in sentences all the time. See, I told you, my dogs are just barking, they'd be crazy. I give that a 5 stars. Let's go. Okay. I picked up this random poetry book called Watering the Soul by Courtney Peppernell. I'm trying to make my Goodreads goal. I'm still super behind. It was a book. The girl who wrote this is much happier than me. Nothing I write is ever this happy. I think some of it was really pretty, but some of it, a lot of the times, when I consume kind of more self-helpy content, I always just get this vibe that it's like very preachy. Like I don't want advice. I want your honest truth, and a lot of this, while she did manage to share some of that, a lot of it ended up just being like self-helpy, and I am not a fan of that. So I gave it a 3 stars. It wasn't horrible, but not one that I'm like ever going to think about again. So, and then next I read Gunner, the 3rd one, by Dr. Rebecca Sharp. This one was a surprise pregnancy romance, and let me tell you, it was so good. I loved the characters. He is actually, I think they're in age order, so he's the 3rd like brother in age. And he is like the playboy, he's the funny one, he's the one that just kind of plays around, all of that. Never been in a serious relationship, blah blah blah. And they live in such a small town, he usually doesn't even like meet up with girls in the town because he's like, this town is too small, I don't want to get attachments here. Like he goes into the city and blah blah blah. But he meets this girl and he does not realize who she is. They have one night, it's fun, it's great, they move on. She figures out she's pregnant. She ends up moving back home, which he did not know was here, because her family is one of the wealthiest families in town, because they own this huge resort, hotel, ski place. And so she's pretty like small town famous, and he got her pregnant. So I love surprise pregnancy. They had really great communication in this. Like there was no like misunderstandings. Like they were, even if it took them a little bit of time, like they would come clean with each other. Like this is where I'm at, this is where I'm feeling, or this is what I'm feeling, and like just really communicate with each other, which I loved. And even when like they would get into fights, like in the chapters, they'd be apart for like a day maybe, and then they'd come back and like say sorry and explain what happened and all of that. The twist ending, crazy, absolutely bonkers. Had so much fun. And I had no cons for this one. You can't go wrong with the surprise pregnancy trope for me, so 5 out of 5. Next, did I finish this in April? Yes. Next, I spoke a lot about this in a vlog already, or a vlog that's coming, I really don't know. Romancing Mr. Bridgerton by Julia Quinn. Okay, look, I think which you probably didn't, but you don't remember, but years ago when I read The Duke and I loved it until the end. It was horrible at the end. The show was great until I realized they weren't going to change the end. Julia Quinn and I, if I ever met her, I just would be like, girl, what the hell? You had such potential and you threw it away on these tiny things that are I can't think of the word. It's midnight, okay? Not important to the story. And I don't know, it just makes me mad she's never apologized for the writing she did in The Duke and I. All that being said, 1, I didn't buy this book, I rented it. 2, Nicola and Luke who are going to be playing Penelope and Colin, they've won me over. Those two are more charming than I've ever seen two humans be. So I read their book because I can't wait for the show any longer. And I do think Shonda Rhimes, is that her name, is doing a better job with the show than the books are doing with the story. I do wish she had taken the rape scene out of the first season. That would have been cool. Or better yet, just adapted a different series of historical romances, but whatever. But I do like Colin and Penelope. I do like their characters. And the writing was slightly better. There was no rape scenes between the main characters, so I guess I could call that a win. And I really like how complicated Penelope's character is. Do I understand why she's Lady Whistledown and why she's so proud of it? Not really. Like, if you're gonna build a legacy, like, why is that your legacy? I don't get it. I don't understand why Lady Whistledown is so popular. I don't, like, do you think the people of People Magazine, the creator of People Magazine, is that proud of themselves? Maybe they are. I don't know. So I gave it a 3 stars. I think all of the Colin and Penelope scenes are amazing. Kind of the extra plot fluff, it was whatever. But I love Colin and Penelope. I love Friends to Lovers, so I should just look up more Friends to Lovers historical romances. Let's see, did I finish this in April? Yes, I did. Continuing with another historical, I read When a Scot Ties the Knot by Tessa Dare. Now, Tessa Dare. She can basically do no wrong. I always love her books. I gave this one a 4.5. Now, let me explain what I loved. I love the characters. I loved the chemistry, the kind of bickering that started from the beginning, and because it was just such an interesting situation that brought them together. So the main character, the heroine, she is writing letters to this Captain Mackenzie because she thinks he's not real. She's just trying to get her family off her back for trying to get a husband because she doesn't want to go to parties. She has social anxiety and she doesn't want to deal with it. She's not interested in that life. And so she writes letters because she says she met someone and he got sent off to war, but when he gets back, you know, they'll get married. And then, like, but she goes on with this for years, writing him letters and lying to her family. And then she pretends to kill him. So she's like, it's been long enough. I don't want to lie anymore. Let's just, you know, pretend to kill him off, and then I'm free. I'm in mourning. I don't have to do anything. But turns out Captain Mackenzie is real, and somehow the post has been delivering these letters to him. So he comes back. He's like, I thought we were going to get married. And she's like, sorry, what? I don't want to get married. I don't know you. But he convinces her. Blackmails her, convinces her, whatever. But then they slowly begin to form a friendship and fall in love, and it's just so beautiful. I love the characters and their story as they come together and begin to kind of compromise for each other. It's just so beautiful, and I loved it. My con is actually the very end of the story. I feel like my camera has, like, the battery. I don't know what that little, is it too warm? No, I don't know what that, like, something's flashing on the screen, but whatever. What was I saying? Oh, the very, very last, like, chapter or two, the heroine makes a decision that I actually disagree with. I don't want to spoil it, but she has to make a decision that I didn't like, and I've come across this before. Now, this is not as bad as some of the other circumstances I'm thinking of. There was a Christmas historical I read a couple years back where a heroine made a similar decision, and hers was so much worse, though. This one where, like, I understand it's happily ever after, but sometimes, and I know it's also a historical setting, but one, we're writing it in the present, so really you can change historical, like, morals as much as you want to. I don't care. Like, she makes a choice for him rather than choosing something for herself, and, like, it's kind of written off of, like, oh, well, that's what she really wanted to do. But, like, is it, like, if he had never come into your life, would you have taken that opportunity? Probably. Like, I don't know. But so that was the only part that I was, like, a little iffy on, so I gave it a 4.5 stars, but whatever. And then let's see, I think that's actually it. Did I finish that? Yeah, I finished that in May, so those are all the books I read. Like I said, I feel like I had a good month. I'm feeling historicals right now. I'm going to keep reading those for a while. And then I do have a couple book club books that I need to read too. But those are all the books I read in April. Thank you for watching. I have a lot of videos I want to do. I just don't have any time until June. So I guess I'll see you in June. I mean, I'm going to have scheduled content going up, but I don't have any more time to film, which is why I'm filming at 1 in the morning until June. So end of May, June. But I've got vlogs coming. I've got a Universal Disney World vlog coming, and then I have a con vlog. All going to be going up because that's all happening in May. So I hope you enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.